What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and the reaction to the first 4 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett have been divided to say the least. And even the people that had the most hope in Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, or they want to see Star Wars get turned around, they have hope for this show and this franchise, even they're looking at it and saying something isn't quite right with this series. And it's gotten to the point where every time I know there's been a new episode that came out, I just log into social media and see it getting absolutely roasted and people openly laughing and mocking this show. And we've seen the resulting audience score take an absolute dive bomb. Here's the headline: Lucasfilm's The Book of Boba Fett sees its audience score nosedive. And that's absolutely what's happened. After a first episode where the reaction was mostly positive, generally good, people were excited to see more, they were willing to give it more time, now 4 episodes in, that reaction has definitely changed. And it's not surprising, because from everything I've seen, this is not Boba Fett. They're not trying to make it Boba Fett. In fact, they're specifically trying to make this character not Boba Fett. They want to change him, but they want to use that name to bring you in and get people invested. That's Disney Star Wars. That's what it will always be. But from this Bounding Into Comics article, the audience scores for Lucasfilm's The Book of Boba Fett are in free fall following the release of the show's 3rd episode. This was written before the most recent episode came out, which again, I saw people roasting online. When the show first released, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes was sitting at a respectable 84%. So 84% from 61 user ratings. 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, now things have changed a little bit, hadn't they? And I can actually go right there and show you. It's sitting at 62. So after the first episode came out and a bunch of people, a wave of people gave it positive reviews, it was in the 80s. Now it's sitting down in the 60s. So how far could it drop if it continues to deliver the types of things that people are seeing? It could go pretty far down. And even as we speak, even this 62%, that's the lowest for a series that we've had on Disney Plus. Even Forbes, even Paul Tassi himself, the mainstream media are calling this out. The Book of Boba Fett audience reviews are well below every other major Disney Plus show. Book of Boba Fett is struggling to connect with audiences in the same way pretty much all of Disney Plus's other major productions have been since the streaming service's inception. Across 2 seasons of The Mandalorian and 5 major Marvel shows, The Book of Boba Fett is getting the lowest audience reviews by quite a large margin. And you can see What If 95%, Mandalorian Season 1 92%, Hawkeye 92, Loki 91, Mandalorian Season 2 at 90, WandaVision 88, Falcon Winter Soldier 85, Book of Boba Fett 65%. And of course now that's sitting at 62%. That is embarrassingly bad, especially compared to where it was and how it started. So it had a lot of good reviews. That's how many negative ones we've had since then to counteract that. The reaction to this is not just, a few angry people on Twitter. No, you have the mainstream media acknowledging that this is happening. When you start to have questions asked by, the mainstream media, the Hollywood Reporter talking about the controversy for season 3, asking the actors to defend this show and defend this series, headlines like this, Book of Boba Fett stars react to biker gang controversy. These things are out of our control. And in fact, there's a great line right here. Another issue raised by a critic was the episode's 3 instantly notorious biker gang that some fans compared to the Power Rangers. In the episode, a group of Tatooine street kids aid Boba Fett while riding colorful, shiny Vespa-like hover scooters. And I saw the clip of that chase scene. That is one of the worst things I've ever seen in any form of Star Wars entertainment. It was embarrassingly bad and laughable. But this is Disney Star Wars. This is Lucasfilm. Asked about the bikers, Tamora Morrison, Boba Fett himself, replied, "Some of these things are out of our control. We can't say as performers, we don't want to work with these people. That's not good enough. They brought a lot of color to it, I thought. They were great. We're working hard." And every single week that goes by, it seems like another bad story comes out regarding Boba Fett. We see this. The Book of Boba Fett scores less audience demand than The Mandalorian in the first 2 weeks. Now, this is all based on paired analytics, which are always dicey because that takes into account how much people are talking about it, whether positively or negatively. But I don't think there's a doubt in anyone's mind that when you look at this compared to The Mandalorian, there's just not as much hype around it or surrounding it. Like that's not arguable. I don't think you can say that. And I wonder how much of an impact the firing of Gina Carano had on this, because there are a lot of people that are not watching this show because of that. I'm one of them, right? I sat there and I watched Mandalorian season 2 just so I could review it and critique it and roast it. I thought it was a very average show. But like so many other people, there's no way I'm going to sit there and do that after what they did to Gina Carano. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. Now, there's certainly some people who have said that, but then done something else. But for me and a lot of other people, I do think that's the case. And maybe one of the biggest reasons for this is because they have inherently changed this character. They are intentionally changing Boba Fett. So even the people that might wanted to be on board with this and, you know, they care about this character, you use the name of this character, they're not getting what they want because they're not getting Boba Fett. We talked about this. I want to play this again in case you missed it. We'll just play the first 30 seconds or so. Tamora Morrison saying that I tried to tell Jon Favreau, I tried to tell people that this isn't this character. He's talking way too much. He's not mysterious at all. He's got his helmet off all the time. Listen to Tamora Morrison.
I was hoping not to say as much as I have already in the first 2 episodes. I speak far too much. In fact, in the beginning, I was trying to get past my lines on to Ming-Na. And I'd always say, excuse me, director, I really feel that Ming-Na should say these lines because I want to stay mysterious. Right. I want to stay quiet.
But then
And then Ming-Na kind of replies a little bit here, but then there's an additional thing where he actually talks about the writers, about John and about the other writers.
The key writers. So, and so sometimes I'd always say, I think this is too much. I think this is too much. Then I'd go to, what was the other guy's name? Noah. I'd try and get.
Oh, Noah. Yes, Noah. Mm-hmm.
I remember, of course, John actually went away to Atlanta. So I rang Noah that night and I said, Noah, the scene tomorrow, I'm talking too much. This Boba doesn't talk this much. Look, I've got all these paragraphs here. I think we should get rid of it.
He understands, right? He knows that this is not the character that he's portraying on it. They are inherently changing him in the same way that they decided they couldn't have it named Slave One anymore. They've officially renamed Slave One. They're not using that name anymore because they want to change Boba Fett. They want to destroy George Lucas's legacy and what he created over and over and over again, time and time again. It doesn't matter what the project is. It doesn't matter who the director is. It doesn't matter if you think these people are on your side. They are not. They're destroying George Lucas's characters, bottom line. And all of that has resulted in a dive bomb for the audience score. You shouldn't be surprised when you take a character that people care about and you decide to inherently change him. You decide to make this show corny and cheesy as hell and stupid and Disneyfied. That this is what happens. The audience continues to reject it. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.